All right, so today is February 15th, halfway through the month. You guys are crushing it, like I said. Thanks for coming on, hopping on. I know we have a few new faces, which is awesome. So Angeli is going to be coming in tomorrow or Wednesday with Lauren. She's a new coach of Lauren, so if you don't recognize her, you'll be seeing her shortly. And just a few announcements to keep in the back of your guys' minds as you start sharing things. I think March 6th, I have the date right, is 22-minute hardcore releases. So you definitely want to start vamping that up and building some excitement with it. If you haven't tried the free workout, I think it should still be on Beachbody On Demand. Just another cool way to build momentum in your business. And then I wanted to shout out Lauren and Amanda for hitting Emerald this week. You guys rock. Way to go. Keep that momentum going. I know Loretta's almost there, and I know Brittany's working. So you guys will get it. And Angeli will be right behind you. So keep working towards it. It will happen. And then I just wanted to call out Success Starters. Jen's on her second month, and Lauren's on her first month. And Chris Gazda, Jen's husband, is on his first month, so he gets a free call with Carl. Maybe we'll see him at Summit too. So he's working really hard. It's really Jen's working hard. But I had to shout him out. So, all right, on to the big topic for tonight. Jen and I are going to kind of work together. I figured I'd give some of my thoughts and then let her speak to kind of being a new coach and coming in hot and how she's built this momentum. For those of you that don't know, Jen brought in 13 people her first month, which is not only a record in our team, because I've never done it, but a record in 2 teams above us. So 1,500 people have not set that record. So I wanted to bring this topic to the table because I think it's important to build momentum and then sustain it. You know, you want to keep that longevity going no matter what month it is, no matter if it's January or December, no matter if you're feeling down or you're on vacation. Like, the momentum is so key in this business. So recently I've been reading, it's called the 10 times rule or the 10X rule, whatever you want to call it. I was in a training with Colleen Eddy this past week, and it literally blew my mind because I feel like it's so easy. You know, you'll do your first program, do your first 21 days, get some momentum, sign up a few people, and then you're kind of like, well, what next? You know, like, you need that excitement again, and you need that motivation again. And you need to find new ways to keep that. So I figured I'd kind of go through some of the quotes that stuck with me and speak to those a little bit, and then ask Jen to kind of build on her experience as a new coach, since there's a bunch of new coaches on this call, probably wondering, okay, how do I make the success happen? So I hope that's okay with you guys. It's a little untraditional, but I would highly recommend, if you're wanting to build momentum, considering this book. I actually downloaded it on Audible, and I probably would have taken 2 months to read it, and I listened to it in 4 days. So if that gives you any sense of like how good it was, I'm telling you, it was good. I'm kind of like a, excuse my French, but no bullshit kind of person. Like, I'm going to tell you like it is, and I need that for my own momentum. So this book kind of laid it on me and like woke me up to like where I've been. Cause obviously I've been coaching a long time now. And so, you know, you get in ruts and you need to find new ways to invigorate yourself. So, something I think we can all relate to, and I put this in the quote for the team call, was use fear as a green light to signal you to take action. And I thought that was so cool because there's a lot of things that are scary in this business, right? Like, you come in as a new coach, or maybe, you know, Claire's been in this a while. I know there's still people that she's scared to talk to. I'm sure each of you can think of at least 2 people right now that you're like, oh, I could never message them. Those are the people that you need to message tonight. Like, that is your sense to go after it and talk to them and dig deep. You know, had I let fear hold me back, Claire would not be sitting here, Amanda would not be sitting here, Jen would not be sitting here, Lauren would not be sitting here. They wouldn't. We wouldn't be talking. So I'm not saying that I don't experience fear, But when you kind of shift that mindset to making fear the green light for you to go and just do it and not think, it really hit me. I was like, wow, that's such a good way to look at it. So going along with that, I think we can all relate to times in our life when we are scared of something. We'll kind of sit back, let time pass a little bit, think it over. Maybe I'll talk to them tomorrow, or like even just in life, like, you know, maybe you're scared to, I can't think of a good idea right now, but like maybe you're scared to make a big payment on a new car. And you just like think about it for months after months after months. I'll save more, and then you really don't. Sometimes you just got to go for it. And I'm not saying you have to buy a car tomorrow, but you know, it's the same kind of analogy. So something that they talked about in the book was starving fear of its favorite food, time. And I just loved that. I was like, that's so true. You know, they always say like, don't think, just act. It's so true in this business, in anything, in inviting, in your conversations, in what you post. You know, the things that you're scared to share, those are the things that are going to connect you to the people that you want to reach. Those are going to show people, this is what I want to attract. I don't know if you guys have ever heard, but your vibe attracts your tribe. Well, if you're not putting a vibe out and you're just putting sweaty selfies and food pictures, that doesn't really attract your tribe, right? I mean, I think all of you kind of know, if you follow me, I love fitness. I always have, but I love going out with my friends. I love traveling. I try to see my family a lot. I love sports. Those are things that I share, not just Beachbody, not just my recipes, because that's part of me and that's what I want to attract. I'm a young professional, so traveling and fitting it all in and making it all work, like that's part of who I am. That may not be part of you, but you need to pull those things out of you and share that with the world. Those things that you're scared of. And it may not be tomorrow, but that's where personal development is going to come in for you to start unpeeling those layers. Because if you're staying stagnant and just sharing the same stuff, that doesn't really create excitement and it doesn't create momentum within you. So like even just thinking about yourself and what you need to share for yourself to grow and learn as a coach for others is really important. So nothing happens without action. So cut the time out, cut the thinking out, and just act. Simple. Business is simple. Don't even think about it, right? Better easy said than done. But it's true. It's really true. So another quote that I saw this week from Melanie Mitra was, leaders don't force people to follow, they invite them on a journey. And I really liked that because it focuses in on our 3 vital behaviors. And this call is about momentum, right? So I'm trying to build you guys up and share the fire that I'm experiencing, because momentum is built with action. It's not built with sitting back and watching other coaches and what they're doing and why am I not there and what do they have that I don't have? Why is she here? Why am I not there? No, you need to figure out where you want to go and just start doing things, start failing forward, start acting like the coach that you want to be. If you want to be a diamond next week, start acting like it. Start inviting to the coaching opportunity. And this is why I put Jen on this call with me, because I want her to share. Every time I challenge her to do something or share something, she does it. And that's what action really builds the momentum. It all comes full circle. You can't just sit back and like expect people to come to you because you put one post up, right? It takes consistency and multiple posts over time showing people that you're serious about this and you're not going anywhere and you're not going to do 21 days and quit next week. So that's kind of speaking to that. A few more quotes. I want to make sure I leave enough time for Jen. Okay. So the other thing they were talking about was habitually committing to whatever it is that you're doing. So quit testing the waters, quit testing the temperature, and just dive right in, right? Devote yourself to your business. I think sometimes we're scared of maybe how we're perceived or, I'm not quite sure what I want out of this, so I'm just going to do a little bit and see what happens. No, don't hold yourself back from that success. This business is here for you to take action, for you to be your own boss. I know each of you have goals on this team that you want to go after. If your goals are up here and your actions are down here, well, there's something off, right? We need to level those back up and make the action up here and having your goals keep reaching higher. And that starts with your daily actions. What you do day in and day out shows up on the Success Club board, shows up in the ranks, shows up in your income and your paychecks and the people that you're helping. That's why we talk about our why a lot, because that why has to be deep and personal, and it has to be more than just helping people. We're all here to help people, or we wouldn't be sitting on this call. But I know that each of you has something deeper inside of you that drives you. Like, I know Claire is super motivated by a challenge. She likes to push herself and go outside her comfort zone, much like Jen kind of works the same way. Lauren likes to really hone in and personally talk to people and get to know them and share their journey along the way. Build on those things. Do them every single day. If you need a challenge every day to stay motivated, do it. When you get up out of bed, write a list of goals and say, this is what I'm going to accomplish today. Just pick 3 things and do them. And then just start building day after day after day. Okay, so and this goes back to what I'm kind of talking about. Every second spent thinking is a minute of action you are wasting. So we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? I mean, none of us are Beyonce. I'm not shaking my booty on stage or something, but we want the financial aspect of this. So stop thinking, start doing. If you haven't heard me say that enough yet in the past 10 minutes, this is really what this book is. It says it over and over and over again, but it's kind of one of those things like it's like a mantra. Like, you keep saying it to yourself every day, it's going to start clicking and it's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to do it, So if that needs to be something that you say to yourself every day, do it. Be on a mission. Create new reasons to keep showing up with motivation and fire every single day. Each of you has a joy in this journey. You need to build on that joy and you need to connect to it every day, because if this business isn't somewhat fun or inspiring to you in some way every day, it's going to feel like work. It's going to feel like another job. And who wants another boss, right? I don't want to tell you what to do. I have one of my own bosses. So you need to hold on to that mission and what you're really going after. And that's what I have all of my new coaches. And if you haven't done this yet, I want you to create a vision board for yourself. And I want you to put it up next to the space that you work, filled with images of things that inspire you. Like, I told Claire she wants to be in Punta Cana with her fiance, soon to be husband. I was like, cut your heads out and put yourself on the Punta Cana beach. It sounds silly, but it's there. It's in her face every single day. And you can't escape that. And for me, pictures speak 1,000 words. Like, I'm telling you guys, we are going to be an elite team. And if you don't know what the heck that means there's going to be 5 leaders, just like I'm speaking on this call, by July. There's going to be. I don't know who it's going to be. Somebody's going to step up to the plate. But we are going to walk across stage at Summit as a 5-star diamond team. And I don't know if you saw me post on the page today, we're looking at 3-star in the next month. It took me a year to hit just diamond on my own. And there's people on this team that are hitting it in 45 days. Like, everything you have for you is set out in front of you. And maybe that's not your goal. Maybe your goal is just to pay for Shakeology, and that's okay. But I want you to know that you're part of something special. And no matter what you want out of this business, it's here. And I'm always here for any of you. So don't feel like you can't reach out. But the momentum is building. And I don't know, I think Claire can totally attest to this. Like, we're seeing a shift happen. Like, you guys are on this team because you want this. There's 23 people in our team page, and I don't know how many, 8 are on this call. I said it a month ago when I was on the call with Loretta and Christina. There's a reason you guys show up every week, and it's a respect factor that you're serious about this business, and we know who's going to run after their goals. So I just wanted to kind of say that out loud because I thought it was important as to like where we are going. And if you want a piece of the pie, it's here for the taking, guys. There's success for everybody. You just have to be willing to work for it, right? So Lastly, I wanted to share discomfort is an indicator of where you want to go. So I like to say a lot, get comfortable with being uncomfortable in this business. We talk on our coaching opportunity calls. I think Angelique could attest to this, that I wouldn't share my before and after pictures a year ago. Heck no, it's so embarrassing, right? But I've realized that humility is good, and I don't really care what other people think about me, because they're not the ones getting paid every single week to love what they do, to get and connect with a community of women that support and uplift each other. They're the ones missing out. So who cares what everybody else thinks? Do this for you and connect to you, and take the action every single day to go fearlessly after what you want out of this business, because you guys, you can do it. So enough of me blabbering. I wanted to kind of let Jen share her perspective. She's only been a coach for, let's see, almost 6 weeks, if I did the math right. So she's come in with such a fierce heart. And like I said, every challenge I've given her, she's taken action on it, which is why I thought it was perfect for her to get on this call. So I'm going to shut up and let her speak. And if you guys have any questions along the way, I'm sure that she would be happy to have some back and forth. So take it away.
Well, I'm Jen. I don't know most of you, but I'll just say a little bit about myself. I live in DC. I live here with my husband and my dog, and it's currently a sheet of ice outside. I almost died going to SoulCycle. But I just moved here maybe about a year ago. So Danielle is the one that reached out to me about joining this team. I want to say that we did not know each other at all, but we lived in the same town. So went to rivalry high schools. I believe you're a year older than me, but she knows some of the same people I do. Like last night, we just figured out she knows someone that my mom's like best friends with. So it's pretty cool. We kind of connect in that way. But I think that the reason I want to say, I don't want to say that I will never, I want to say, so last month was quite a month for me. I never thought that I would get that many people. As soon as I started, I just kind of went with it. Every day I would, not that I spend hours doing it, but when I sit down and do it for an hour, I do it. You can't get distracted. And if someone's going to keep talking to you, keep talking to them until they stop talking to you. So this month has been more of a struggle for me, and I definitely will say I was discouraged more in the beginning. You can ask Claire and Danielle. So this month I was kind of struggling at first. It's kind of picked up a little bit, but I didn't hear no a lot until now. So hearing no this month was kind of rough. But I've gotten used to it, and I kind of roll with it, and you just have to let people know that you're still there for them when they're ready. So I've had plenty of people today. I've had maybe like 6 people today tell me no or just don't answer me. So you just let them do their thing and figure out what's right for them. And everyone that I ask, I'm just like, hey, I don't know if you see my post. Everyone that I say that to, they're like, oh yeah, I think it's really great. So what you're posting does matter. Even if people don't like it or comment it, people are watching what you're doing. So I was also saying today on my other team call for Team Cup, friend requesting is probably the most important thing right now. And I was saying that it makes me nervous because a lot of people that are in my network that are who I should be friends with are still in college, because I just graduated not too long ago. So it makes me nervous because, as you know, no one wants to buy Shakeology for $150. But to me, they're all about to graduate. So I feel like in a few months, it's going to explode. They're going to be like, oh my God, what am I doing? I want to get back on track because we all know how it feels after you graduate college. So that's pretty much where I stand right now. I'm kind of working on my husband's account right now. So just got, I think he hit Emerald, so we'll see. Yeah, so we're rooting for him. But it's been great so far. I wouldn't change anything. Like, saying yes was probably the best thing I ever did. And I reached out to Danielle about coaching. I just wanted to know more. I had no interest. The first thing I said to her was, you signed me up as a coach. I don't want to do that. And look at me now. So it scared me a lot. It still scares me to talk to certain people, like she said earlier. Actually, the 2 people that just signed up under Chris's account were 2 people I was nervous to talk to, and they're both now doing it. So like they said, like, don't be afraid to just reach out to someone. Even if they don't answer you, just know that you put that little, like, bug in their ear. They know what you're doing. It's just, I've had plenty of people that I've just kind of cold called and just said something and I don't hear anything. So I just know later on they'll all come running. Just know that, because they all see what we're doing. So that's really all that I don't know what else to say.
No, I think that was awesome, because I could say it 1,000 times, but you guys are thinking, I know it all. And I'm the one at Success Club 2 right now. This girl's in Success Club 6 and 2 accounts. So what else do you guys want to ask Jen when you have her here? Feel free. Don't be bashful.
Hey, it's Claire. I wanted to, I know we've probably talked about this a bunch. Jen and I are on team for the team cup, so we'd probably, as soon as it was February 1st, we're like, what's your secret? But I'm going to ask you this, Jen, so that you can probably answer me, but tell the rest of everyone on the call a little bit about, like, how often are you inviting and what does that look like for you?
How often? I'll say every conversation that I have, I'm inviting someone to do it. Like I said before, when I kind of talked about this, there's some people that you can just say it right out and invite them without any trying to make fluff around it, pretty much. Then there's other people that you kind of have to work for it. You have to figure out when the right time is to kind of pose your question about it. Maybe it's not going to be that night that you're talking to them, but there'll be a moment. And if there isn't, just say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you. I think you're a really positive person, and I think you would really love what I'm doing. You can't be afraid to just say it. I mean, the worst thing they're going to say is no. I've had people just say, like today, actually, 2 people said to me that they don't want to do exactly what I'm doing. They don't want to post on Facebook. They don't want to have to sell things. And I think people think when we're inviting them to that, it's not always just coaching. Like they can just be a challenger. And I think some people get nervous that they have to do exactly what we're doing. And that's not always what we're inviting them to do. You have to let them know that they don't have to do that at all. They can just sit back and let it roll.
Right. So then, obviously, I think Danielle and I know this. It's all about the art of that damn conversation, which is very true. It takes time, and so clearly it sounds like you're working really hard on that. So my question is, so you're having conversations. Are you more conversationally inviting, or are you cold inviting, or is it a mixture?
I would definitely say it's a mixture. Some people I will have like conversations, ask them, obviously get to know what their schedule is like, what they do for a living, kind of figure out if it would work for them. I mean, most people I let them know about the 21-day fix because that's all that I really know. I actually haven't sold another different challenge pack before, but I just want to make sure that they feel comfortable doing it. So you kind of have to figure out, like, and then always from, like, the basics, people say no because Shakeology is too much, but if it's $4 a day and they go out to eat every day, there you go. Why are you saying no to me? Like, I had someone the other day say, no, I just can't afford it, but I saw her all last week and all this week go out to eat. So it's all about balance, but some people just aren't ready yet.
Right. All right, my last question, I swear. And then I'll promise to pass the torch. So then, oh God, don't let it pass me by. Oh shoot, I was gonna say, so you do a mixture of cold invite versus not. So then because you mentioned that when you're in that hour, you go hard, so how many, for instance, like I like to say everyone's numbers are a little bit different. Some people across the board say, okay, I'm going to friend request 5, I'm going to new form with 5, I'm going to invite 5, I'm going to follow up with 5, like whatever. Like, do you have any kind of numbers? Because like you mentioned that you really try to hone in on those conversations, and I'm curious what that looks like. Or how many?
I want to say at least try to talk to 4 to 5 new people a night.
Mm-hmm.
Friend request is kind of different every day right now because I'm trying to figure out kind of who I want to friend request. And then always, like, following up. Like, there's people that I still have somebody that wanted to set, like, was ready to go literally on Sunday, and she was texting me, and now her form is just sitting there. So, like, just you have to keep following up with them and just let them know that you're really excited for them. And I just let them, I want to make them feel so excited to get started when I follow up, and if they're going to do it.
So maybe, Jen, you can copy paste a conversation that you thought went really well, that you went over, like, that you kind of had to work for, maybe copy paste that into a Word document and share that with the team if you don't mind.
I'll have to look for one.
Yeah, I'm sure, because you talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Would you say that does anyone have a question right now? I don't want to steal the show. I was going to say, did you find the scripts helpful, or do you feel like you just kind of do your own conversations?
Definitely when I first started, the scripts were helpful. There's certain things that I still use the same thing every single time for. When I invite someone and when I let them know how much everything is, I use the same thing every single time. But I kind of have gone away from it, but I think it's nice to read through it to know how to kind of pose questions, but you're never going to know how a conversation's going to go, and it's kind of weird if you just copy and paste random things in the middle of a conversation.
Well, yeah, for sure. I think the important thing for new coaches is, like, don't be afraid to use those scripts, because the thing that I try to put in the scripts was, like, the main parts that you kind of freeze up and you're like, I don't know what else to say or what to ask next. Like, there's questions in there you can go through. There's explanations, like, what is coaching? What is a challenge group? That type of thing. I think the important thing is, like Jen's saying, to always just be interested in that person and show that you care. And the reason that the wheel has worked for her so well is because you've heard her say it. She does the behind the scenes work in messaging, but she also shares publicly. And she's starting to share more about coaching and what this team has done for her. And when you can kind of connect all of those dots together, it all just starts to work. I think something that we've talked about on every team call, probably in the past couple of weeks, is any objection you get, put it on a list and post about it. And that may sound like weird, but it really makes your conversations easier. Like, if you're getting price objections about Shakeology, share why you thought Shakeology was worth it, or like what you were skeptical about in the beginning, but now you kind of see the light and it's like, why did I ever not do it? Kind of spin those things and start to get creative with that, because that's what this is. It's fun. It's sharing your personality. And yeah, is it hard work some days when you don't feel like doing it? Of course. Anything in life worth having is worth working for. But what else? We have a couple more minutes. Go ahead, Lauren.
So Jen, you had a lot of people that you were able to kind of bring on board right off the bat. How many of those people were people that you already knew and you thought maybe hook, line, sinker, they were ready to go? Or were there a lot of people that you noticed, like you started reaching out, you went balls to the wall, you found them, you got them? Like, were they friends, or kind of what was their relationship with you already?
The first two people that I signed up, I have no idea who they are. My sister texted me and said, hey, I have a friend that wants to do it. Can I give her your number? And I was like, sure. So her and her mom are both doing it. So that was very random, but they're both doing it. And then the rest are my sorority sisters. I want to say probably most of them are my sorority sisters. Trying to think who else is in there. Other people they're just close friends, because it's a lot easier in the beginning to talk to people that you feel really, really comfortable talking about that with, and it's practice. So me talking about with them made me feel more comfortable, and it took me a while. For two of them, it took me like 2.5 weeks to get them to actually do it. But I feel like when you get your close friends to do it, it makes you feel like you're all together doing it, so it's fun. But yeah, now that's what made me so fearful, was now it's not all people that I'm very close with. I haven't reached out to anybody that I randomly friend requested and tried to start a conversation yet, but I'm getting there. So I think that's kind of where I'm at.
That's what I did to you, so you will.
Yeah, that's how she got me.
I think the main thing, so I was going to say the main thing, like if you feel like you're not getting the momentum or people aren't answering your messages, just talk to more people. All you have to do is come up with a, hey, how are you? Happy February. How's everything going? Copy, paste, go to your friends list. I'm like a very list person. Like if I don't have a list of names in front of me, I won't do it. So like you could literally go to your friends, all friends, and start from the top at A and go through and message anybody. That's a list. It's there. It doesn't have to be formulated. And that's really helped me get numbers high when I feel like I'm not getting momentum. Just purely starting more conversations. Does that mean you might have 40 messages in your inbox tomorrow? Yeah, but that's an awesome problem to have, right? And even more than that, those 40 people are going to see everything you're posting in the next day. So it seems like, oh my God, I could never message 40 people. But it's literally just a copy paste. And then you build the conversation over time. That's something that's been working for me. So it kind of goes back to this topic that we're talking about. You build your momentum by taking action. So if you're feeling stalled, just do more. 10 times effect. Like, well, you plan to talk to 5 people today, up it to 10 and just say, hey, how are you? Copy paste. It's not hard. You can do it in 2 minutes. I promise. Sounds insane, but I did 45 the past 7 days because I wasn't getting anywhere. So I'm like, well, I got to start more conversations, right? I mean, it's simple. So, I think that's awesome way to build momentum. And I appreciate you sharing, Jen. Is there anything you guys have in the final few minutes? Nothing? Well,
I can do it.
Seriously, if Jen can do it, any of you guys can do it. You have it in you. You just got to dig a little deeper and just say, I don't care, I'm going for it. That's really all it is.
And I'm like the worst person to hold a conversation. Like, I am so bad at small talk, it's not even funny. So don't be nervous. You should see me at networking events. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I just like want to go away and crawl in a hole. But it's, you just got to try. And that's kind of where like, you just get a little ballsy and you just invite. When it gets kind of awkward, you can just invite, and some people are like, oh yeah, I did see that. So you just never know how it'll go.
Never
Yeah,
know.
and to speak to that a little bit, like, don't be afraid to do something different from the way that we say it too. And what I mean by that is, like, when I was a new coach, I thought that when people said invite, that you literally like cold invited, like, you know, because we had all these scripts, and I was like, oh, okay, so I copied and pasted and like sent it to like 30 people in a week. And, you know, like that didn't work for me. Like, it worked maybe sometimes, but then when I realized, like, oh my God, this doesn't work. So I stopped it for like 4 months, but now I'm getting back to trying it. And, you know, it's piqued people's interest. So don't be afraid to try things, mix it up. You know, maybe for a month you do it one way, but don't be like, I'm realizing like, wow, like I shouldn't have just like, cold invites can be really scary, but I'm realizing the importance and the value of trying it. So as long as you're trying something, you're putting yourself out there, remind yourself that, you know, we are here to help and inspire others. And that's freaking amazing that you're able to bring in Lauren. And don't be afraid to talk to those new people. I have a really simple basic script that gets a lot of people talking. Do we always get to Beachbody? No, but I think it's important to warm them up. So I'm happy to post that in the group as well.
Perfect. Thanks, Claire. Well, we're going to get cut off in a minute, but thank you guys so much for spending your Monday night and skipping The Bachelor. I appreciate it. And keep kicking butt, all right? I'm proud of you guys. I will see you next week. Bye.